If you've spent any time at all in the world of anime or manga, you've definitely heard the name Rumiko Takahashi. I mean, she's a living legend, an absolute creative force who has basically shaped entire genres. But for newcomers, her huge body of work, which fans call the Rumic World, can feel like this vast, uncharted universe. So, where do you even begin? Well, let's dive into it.
Okay, just to put this into perspective, we are talking about a creator with over 200 million copies of her work sold around the globe. That's not just successful, that is titan of the industry level stuff. Her stories have reached pretty much every corner of the world and have created generations of fans.
And that really brings us to the big question, right? You've got these iconic titles like Urusei Yatsura, Ranma Half, and Inuyasha. Picking your first one can be genuinely overwhelming. Do you go for the comedy, the fantasy, or maybe a more grounded romance? It's a classic dilemma for anyone wanting to get into her work.
But hey, don't worry, that's exactly what this explainer is for. We're going to take a guided tour through her most famous creations, breaking them all down by genre. By the end of this, you'll know exactly where you should begin your journey.
So, first things first, what is the Rumic World really? Well, it's so much more than just a collection of her stories. It's like her unique creative signature. You know, this brilliant term, Rumic World, actually started out as a catchphrase for her debut hit, Urusei Yatsura. And it just perfectly captures the feel of her storytelling, that amazing blend of laugh-out-loud comedy, really heartfelt romance, and a dash of the fantastical, all filled with characters who are, deeply flawed, but you just can't help but love them.
And speaking of comedy, that's exactly where we're going to start. Because this is the genre that made Takahashi a household name. It's all about this incredible, chaotic energy, huge casts of bizarre characters, and love stories that are anything but simple.
It all kicked off with Urusei Yatsura. And the premise is just wonderfully absurd. Earth is about to be invaded by aliens, and it's saved when this hopelessly lecherous high school kid, Ataru, accidentally wins a game of tag. His prize? Marrying the alien princess, Lum, who completely misunderstands his victory cry as a proposal and just decides to move in with him. From there, it's just pure, wonderful chaos.
Then she gave us Ranma Half, and with this one, Takahashi took that chaos style and just cranked it all the way up. This is a martial arts comedy about Ranmasa Otome, a super talented martial artist who falls into a cursed spring and now turns into a girl whenever he's splashed with cold water. Oh, and he's also engaged to the very temperamental Akane Tendo, so their life is just this non-stop whirlwind of rival fighters, crazy curses, and hilarious romantic misunderstandings.
So, if you look at them side by side, you can really see the different flavors of chaos. Urusei Yatsura is like a sci-fi sitcom, total mayhem that's driven by an outside force, all the aliens. Ranma Half, on the other hand, is more about internal conflict. The comedy comes from Ranma's personal curse and his super complicated engagement. Both are absolutely hilarious, but they get there in their own unique ways. But, and this is a big but, the Rumic World isn't all explosions and gender-swapping curses. Takahashi is also a master of more grounded, heartfelt drama. This is where she showed everyone that her talent goes way beyond chaos and into capturing these quiet, really powerful moments of real life.
And the best example of this, hands down, is Meisen Aikoku. What's wild is that she was writing this for years at the same time as Urusei Yatsura, and it could not be more different. It's this slow-burn romance set in a run-down boarding house, all about the relationship between Godai, a hapless student, and Kyoko, the building's beautiful young manager who is still grieving her late husband. It's gentle, it's mature, and honestly, its influence on the slice-of-life romance genre is just immeasurable. It's a true classic.
And if you want to see her skill with realism in its absolute purest form, you have to check out the Takahashi Rumiko Gejo, or Rumiko Takahashi Theater. This is an ongoing series of one-off short stories that focus on the subtle dramas of everyday adult life. Office workers, families, couples, just navigating the quiet and often really poignant challenges of their lives. It's Takahashi at her most observant and human.
Okay, so we've seen comedy and we've seen drama. Now let's pivot to the third great pillar of the Rumic World, epic fantasy. This is where she combines action, folklore, and sometimes much, much darker themes.
And the undisputed king of this category is, of course, Inuyasha. I mean, this is a massive, sprawling adventure. It starts when a modern teenager from Tokyo, Kagome, falls down a well and finds herself in Japan's feudal era. There, she meets the half-demon Inuyasha, and together they go on this epic quest to find the shards of a powerful, shattered jewel. It is the perfect mix of action, romance, and Japanese mythology.
But if you think all her fantasies are grand adventures, you really need to know about the Mermaid series. Because this is Takahashi at her absolute darkest. It follows two people, Yuta and Mana, who have become immortal after eating mermaid flesh. But here's the thing, it's not a gift, it's a curse. The whole series is this somber, often horrifying look at the loneliness and tragedy that comes with living forever.
So this is the crucial point right here. This quote points out that, unlike pretty much everything else she's famous for, the Mermaid series has absolutely zero gag scenes. It is dead serious. And that just brilliantly shows her incredible range. The same mind that created the slapstick chaos of Rama 1/2 also gave us this grim, tragic horror story. Just incredible. And that dark fantasy element is still very much alive in her work today. Her current series, Mao, is carrying on that tradition. It's another time-slip story, this time connecting a girl from our time with a mysterious onmyoji, an exorcist, from Japan's Taisho era. It's a dark mystery that proves the Rumic world is still growing and evolving.
Okay, so we've toured the major landmarks of the Rumic world. We've seen the chaotic comedies, the heartfelt dramas, and the epic fantasies. So let's circle all the way back to our original question. Where should you begin?
All right, here's a simple guide based on what you might be in the mood for. If you want pure, high-energy, laugh-out-loud comedy, your best starting points are definitely Rama 1/2 or Urusei Yatsura. If you're looking for a mature, character-driven love story, you absolutely cannot go wrong with Mason Ikoko. And if you're craving a grand, action-packed fantasy epic, then Inuyasha is your perfect gateway.
And for those of you who are already fans, here are a few deeper things to look out for. Notice the little differences between her manga and anime. Like, the Ranma 1/2 anime has a faster, almost pop art feel, but the manga really goes deeper into character backstories. Keep an eye out for her signature visual gags and sound effects, like the chudun pose when someone gets sent flying. And finally, just take a moment to appreciate this. Every single one of her major serialized series has been adapted into a television anime. That level of consistent success is almost unheard of.
So, from sci-fi romps and martial arts madness to quiet romance and dark fantasy, the Rumic world truly has something for everyone. It's a universe that's been built over decades by a master storyteller, just waiting for you to explore it. So the only question left is, which world will you journey into first?